Let's do a show.
Let's do a show.
The show must occur.
The show must go.
Great rhyming.
No schmiming.
Jordan Love won't throw any picks.
Because he's on timing.
And neither will Bo Nix. Let's go. We nailed it. Tom Grossi.
Because he's gonna mess up those Buffalo pricks.
Woo! Oh, baby. We here.
We steer.
You in the right direction. Welcome to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. This is GPS. That was a very quick intro. We got a lot to talk about today. We got freaking fracking playoffs coming in your fotch. Just bam.
In your fotch?
Right in the fotch. Right in the fotch. La fotcha.
Gotcha.
Folks, we are 1 day away from the NFL playoffs. 2 games tomorrow, 3 games Sunday, and of course, 1 game on Monday, which just got moved to Arizona. We'll talk about all of that, but the playoffs are about to be here. Hope you're all doing well. Perna, how you feeling? How you doing? The nerves starting to take hold, or you're like, I can't even think about it until it is?
No, I'm not going to be nervous. We're in. I was nervous about not getting in. We're in. Whatever happened Saturday, well, that's in the Lord's hands.
Hey, good thing that there is a Bo Nix worship song that can really turn the tides.
If Russell Wilson and Bo Nix lose this weekend, that's a bad look for Christianity. I'm just going to say it. You got to have one of your quarterbacks at least win one playoff game. At least one. Before we get into the nonsense, I just want to say, everybody here, you guys are awesome. Absolutely freaking amazing. We did a fundraiser during Clickbait yesterday for the wildfires.
Yep.
Obviously, we've all learned from Tom Grossi in taking the lead in that department, using what we do here to try and do a little bit of good. So we raised money during Clickbait, and I had the tab open, the stream open to see like what we were raising. Never have that open during Clickbait.
Yeah.
Left it open on my computer. I never go back and re-click, a Clickbait episode.
Once it's done, you get as far away from it as possible.
Except for that one time where I had to cut something out. But it was open this morning, and at the end of the show on my tab, we raised $740. Yeah. This morning it was at $1,200. So overnight, almost doubled it. I just wanted to say, like, I was surprised by it. You know what I mean? I forgot I left it open, and like it can keep generating money. But you guys are freaking awesome, and I got a lot of friends out there. And I saw like somebody I used to work with, one of my friends posted yesterday, like their house is just gone. So like any of the help that you can do, or it's one of those things like you don't know what to do. Like I know a lot of people, everybody I've checked in with, they're okay. But then last night the fires got bad again. The winds were picking up. So like it's an ongoing thing, and I really just appreciate it, and wanted to express that before I start talking about dicks and farts and stuff today.
It's funny you mentioned that, because I literally checked it this morning because I was going back. Literally, same thing, was just going back. I'm like, oh, yeah, and it's up to $2,800, which
that's
like raised a few.
amazing.
So, do you know how long yours? I made mine open until Monday. So again, if you don't know what we're talking about, folks, and again, there's a couple of different ways that you can do this, right? So if you go through YouTube, right, it's just going to take a little bit for them to get the money. If you want to be like, hey, right this second. Direct Relief is an awesome organization that does that. 0% goes to fundraising. They don't get any government support. It's all private donations. They're a great organization. They help with natural disasters. We've raised money for them during the hurricane. I also put the Pasadena Humane Society. They are taking in a ton of injured animals as well. If that's the way that you want to help or try to contribute, But yeah, we appreciate that a lot of you folks. It's
doing
the
really
best we can with what we got to work with.
To be doing this with so many people who like support whatever you do, and I appreciate it. I don't say it enough, but I fucking appreciate it.
Let's go, baby.
And it's scary when it's affecting and it's close to people like and you see this stuff happens all the time. It's not new. It's not unique. You get a little desensitized to it, and then kind of strikes close to home, and you feel for people and are affected by it. So, and now and like they've moved a playoff game out of the city because it's crazy there right now. So
listen, this is how. Oh man, do you know? This is how you know. This is how you know. So last night, I think Per and I were just talking. We were both either up early or to bed very late. And yesterday, it was announced that they're moving the Vikings-Rams game from LA to Arizona. Just because who knows what it's going to look like.
Yeah, because that's the Monday night game.
Yeah, so that's the Monday night game. So they're being kind of just a little proactive. And
sure.
So let's do this. And so Jason Harmon, who is a Vikings fan on Twitter, I just saw this on my feed last night. A huge shout out to him because he put out something that was super duper cool. And again, like this is just, it's little stuff. So he says, Vikes fans, I know we'll show up big time for this one, but priority number one at this game, be super cool to every Rams fan you see, buy them a beer and show them some love. Like, as we have shown numerous times these years, with a lot of good, a lot of just like kindness. Yeah. Like, again, we don't know what folks are going through their circumstances, and obviously football is football, and we're going to rah and it's going to be fantastic. But
yeah, that's very cool.
Cool gesture. So even my green and gold heart was like, all right, even purple Satan. Gotta even come together at these times.
Gotta give them some credit too.
Vikings fans. We can do anything. So I appreciate that a lot of you folks. Yes, Aaron Rodgers is going to go to the Vikings next. All that being said, yes, Aaron Rodgers to the Vikings. Godspeed. 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 Hey, let's go. Perna. Yep. Yeah.
I was gonna say I saw somebody breaking down Aaron Rodgers' documentary.
I still have to watch it. Yeah.
I want to watch it, but
it's on my list.
It was a podcast. I don't even know what the podcast was. I don't know who the people are. But it was this woman, and she was like, this guy is definitely going through it, and I do empathy. I have empathy.
You do good job, buddy. Yes.
But then she just went on to be like, "What are we doing? What has happened to the state of journalism?"
Well, that's a whole different GPS.
She's like, "This is 3 hours. You do not need to waste your time with." I was like, "Oh man."
Yep.
Like it started with like, have a little. I feel for him, and then it was just like, this sucked. This was terrible. I was like, oh man, that's coming from an outside source too.
Oh, it's gonna be a time. David, wait up, David.
Damn, David.
Perna scared?
Man.
Nah, Perna ain't 40. Scared. You know why Perna ain't scared? He is a man. He is 40. Nope.
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. How, you know what? I meant to ask you because I want to, we're going to check in with all our friends, right?
Sure.
How you doing? How's 40 feeling? Any more aches or pains that,
yeah, my elbow been messed up.
Yeah. What's going on with the elbow?
Don't know. I think I heard it working out. It's been like a week. It's not right. Yeah. It hurts when you bend it like that.
You and Jordan Love got the same injury.
Elbow symptoms last night in bed. Like,
oh boy,
this tennis elbow, tendonitis, bursitis. What do I got? It's probably a sprain. It's probably a minor sprain.
You think you sprained your elbow?
Stay jacked. Yeah, probably. Doing something.
Just doing.
I don't
curls?
know when it happened. It was just
shake weight.
But yeah, now the elbow just hurting. I'm mostly scared. Like I told Tom before the show, Carmi woke up. She's sick. She's got a fever. She's been puking. Now I'm just worried that I'm going to get a flu or something.
Brother, I'd be wearing that Broncos helmet. I'd be wearing a mask. I would be
the Broncos game. So And I heard it was Jokic didn't play a few nights ago because he had the flu.
Oof.
And I'm like, okay, so it's going around.
Trying to take all these winners out.
Yeah. I hope it's not that. If it is something, maybe I already have some immunity to it. Who knows? But fudge. That's what I'm just scared of.
Yeah, buddy. I'm hoping. Just avoid it like the plague. You should get one of the witch doctor masks, the plague doctor masks.
Buy a gas mask.
Yeah. Whatever, just show up and just be like, hello, daughter.
How are you feeling, Carmi?
How are you? Just a Darth Vader helmet. I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be good. Yeah, we lots of things happening. The Raiders, they fired their GM, Tom Telesco, after a season. They are cleaning house.
Yeah.
I mean, as a Raiders fan, you're like, thanks for Brock Bowers. That was cool, I guess. Yeah. Thank you. It seems like they're starting over from scratch there in good old Las Vegas. And I don't know. The Raiders have a lot to figure out. And they must think that, again, similar to the head coaching situation, that they can just find somebody better. And I am very, because they're talking about Belichick and all that great stuff, and there's jokes flying around about that, and of course Brady being involved. But yeah, as a Raiders fan, I would feel a little trepidatious just to see how that is going to unravel, because they have an offseason that they need to kind of nail. They're in a situation where, you look at the Bears, right, in the NFC North, they're the only team to not make the playoffs within their division. But there's optimism there. Hey, they beat the Packers. Yeah. The streak is done. Sure. Caleb Williams could be that guy. They need to nail this head coaching hire. They need to get offensive line. They need to address a few things. But for the Raiders, I mean, it's where do you begin about what, that offense needs to be completely revamped. You need to go get your quarterback. You need to go get a head coach. You need to go get a GM. The defense underperformed. Who knows what's going on with Crosby? There's a lot going on, and it just feels like adding to that. Oof. You got to nail it. You gotta nail it. Absolutely not.
And he had a pretty solid draft too. Bowers and Powers.
Yeah.
Jackson Powers. That was a very solid pick for the Raiders.
Yeah.
And I think I read that, they and we know Tom Brady's going to be more involved with their decisions moving forward. That it wasn't so much about Telesco, but it's about bringing in a coach and a GM who are a pair, in sync, on the same page. And just like their head coach, they kind of just did it a little bit later than everybody else. Is that a good thing, a bad thing? Who knows? You got time to figure it out. But
they got time.
The other thing with the Raiders, let me bring this up.
Jordan with a fitty. Boop. While Perna pulls that up, yes, I did. Because what was this, Monday night? What was I doing Monday night? Scripted came out late. So I was delayed when it came to watching Raw. And I heard that Hulk Hogan got booed. And I was like, oh, maybe it's being overplayed. But then I got to the segment. Oh, no, they booed. They booed him out of the building. And all I'm going to say is, bro, there are plenty of Mark Henry spoke on this. There are plenty of wrestlers that have done not so great things in the world, and they have come back and still gotten good receptions. I think it's very funny, the people who are like, oh, this is political, and the Undertaker's out there and he ain't getting booed. But when you're a shill, when you don't make any effort to atone for the things that you've done and are just Hulk Hogan, they mentioned it on the broadcast. WWEF doesn't happen without Hulk Hogan. And unfortunately, he has tarnished his legacy for a lot of people. And until the steps are taken, that's how the crowd's going to respond. And he got booed in Florida the last time he came out. So it ain't just an LA thing. Woo. But brother, that did not work for LA.
Brother.
I did not the amount I was. Oh man. The
Hulkster is not back.
No.
Nobody wants to be a Hulkamaniac.
No. And
nobody wants to have fun with their family and friends.
Take your vitamins, say your prayers. Boo Hulk Hogan.
No! Make him come. No! They're Minnesota Vikings crying on the field.
Oh boy.
Listen, yeah, my buddy, he won the Hulk Hogan CD at the state fair.
Yeah.
he like you could pick one. He's like, oh, give me that Hulk Hogan musical CD.
Yeah.
And we listened to that for a whole summer. That's because the songs are so funny. They're like so bad.
Bro, I used to watch Thunder in Paradise, which was a movie and TV show with Hulk Hogan in it. And they had it was basically Knight Rider, but with a boat. And
nice.
it was amazing as a kid. I was like, this is so great. It's Hulk Hogan. Like explosions. It was fantastic.
Yeah, when the Hulkster goes to heaven.
Yeah. Hey, Shaggy, appreciate the hell out of you, brother. Let's go. Let's go.
That CD.
Appreciate you.
But yeah, so the Raiders, I knew they've been bad, right? And then I saw this, I was like, oh God, I gotta tweet this one out. Over the last 30 years, Raiders, 295 losses. They are now in first place for the most losses. It was pointed out, the Browns in the last 30 years, they had a window there where they missed 4 seasons? They weren't around for 4 seasons or however many seasons. So they're probably actually, ahead of the Raiders when you really think about it. But yeah, that sucks. That's a bad spot to be in. And we went through like the one and done coaches. They've had multiple one and done coaches, or they kind of escaped it. They had a couple that they should be leading the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not good. Raiders are in a bad spot. They have been bad.
Well, you go back to the top 3 teams. There's one team on that list that's doing well right now, and it's the Detroit Lions.
And the Browns could be there if they were just smart enough to keep their quarterback. The guy who got him that playoff win. We mention it every couple months, just like, what were they thinking? Just so stupid.
You know what? It was making a deal with the devil and saying, hey, if you got the Deshaun Watson of old, from Houston, where he was at his peak, then you're rocking. And, you have the Super Bowl window is wide open. But you got the worst version, not just as a person, but also as a player. And because of that, now you're going to be paying lots of money for years. And it's going to suck.
I want to hear from Kevin Stefanski when he's no longer with the Browns. Like, I want to know whose decision it actually was to move on from Baker. Like a guy who wins Coach of the Year twice, if he was part of the decision, be like, yeah, we can't win with that guy, Baker Mayfield. I think he should have one of his Coaches of the Year taken away, because that is wrong input.
Gotta look
at
ownership.
In a situation with that ownership, even if you're a good head coach, and we all liked Stefanski, still think he's a good head coach, but like that might be out of his realm of decisions, right? I just want to know what his input there, what his thinking was. It's a mystery. You hear things like, oh yeah, he didn't like Baker, or it wasn't it. Like, I just want to know. I want to know what went down. I want the 30 and 30 on that situation. So
you want me to go to all 30 stadiums in 30 days again? Again, Brandon?
No, I want you to go to all 30 personnel members in the Browns organization who were part of that decision.
Yes. That's what.
How are you feeling, Carm?
How are you doing? Yeah, I completely agree with that. Yeah, I mean, again, ownership and not being able to do anything about ownership in terms of your football team is a tough spot to be in, as many fans.
It's the single big, like, if you don't have good ownership, it is the one problem you can't fix, and you just got to ride with it. I listened to Big Cat yesterday talking about he was embarrassed to admit that he was from Massachusetts and was originally a Patriots fan. It's like, yeah, it's been like a secret, and he's like, I've been ashamed of it. I haven't been able to talk about it. It was great. And you could he talked about like the point where like
real American
he just had to choose to not acknowledge that he was from Massachusetts. He's a Bears guy, but he's like, the Bears, I chose the Bears, and it was the wrong decision. Obviously they will never win anything. He's like, they will never win anything. And he's alluding to the fact it's because you can't trust their ownership to steady the ship.
Yep.
And Will and I talked about it in our Broncos pod. Like, we are very grateful that the transition of power here in Denver from Pat Bowlen, a beloved owner, to Walmart, a giant corporation where you're like, is this going to be a good? Yes, they have the money, but like, how are they going to run this team? And so far, Greg Pinner's done a good job in terms of what you want from an owner. Cares about the team, wants to do the right thing, but sits back and lets the football people run the show. Made a good decision to bring back George Payton, even though, nobody would have blinked an eye if he fired George and they got John. So, oh, man.
No, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you, Derek. I appreciate that. It does help. It does help support it.
We want to see you at the parade.
I will.
Yes. I have.
Oh, dude, Mr. Nanny.
Mr. Nanny. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mr. Nanny.
Oh,
Mr. Nanny.
Barney, you got power rankings?
Yes, sir.
I heard you cursed the Minnesota Vikings, which I definitely
New curse on the Minnesota Vikings.
All right, cool. I'm sorry. Can you put that back up? Okay. So, all right. I was very confused for a moment. I was like,
I was running late. I was like, I can't take the time to move the 14 through 11 over to Tom's side and rearrange everything. So I just put your 14 through 11 is in the middle on the left side of the numbers. My 12 through 11 right side of the numbers. Right? Okay. Good.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. Okay. Yes. So oh wow. Okay. Listen, I got it. You didn't have time. Okay. So your logic, the Lions and Chiefs are on a bye.
Yeah, so I'm not going to talk about them.
So you're not going to talk about them, but who?
And then I went on to talk about Amik Robertson for 2 minutes. But yes.
Okay. All right, we're not that far off then. You got the Ravens higher than the Eagles.
Oh boy, yeah, people weren't happy with that. The Eagles beat the Ravens, idiot.
Dude, it's so when I went back and checked the fundraiser from yesterday, there was Eagles fans in the comments. They were like, Tom, you want Jalen Hurts to beat you. It's gonna be. I'm like, guys, it's gonna be a tough game for the Packers. They're like, you're sleeping on the Eagles. I was like, man, I'm not. I'm like, it's gonna be a really tough game.
No, I love it. This is peak fan. Internet vocalization of you don't respect our team enough. Look, and the Eagles are at what, 3 over there? It's 2 and 3. I think they're one of the best teams in the NFL.
Yep.
And what it comes down to me between the Ravens and Eagles, it is very simple. I think Lamar Jackson is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts.
Fair.
And I know there's going to be anti-Lamar narratives out there about how he sucks in the playoffs. Okay, I get it, whatever. But quarterback, most important position. I think Lamar's better than Jalen Hurts. I think even Eagles fans would say that. And that's why I'm going to put them a little bit ahead of Philly.
Yeah. I put the Eagles ahead of the Ravens because their defense. They have the number 1 pass defense and they have a top 10 rushing defense. So,
and I think the Ravens defense has improved quite a bit.
Correct. Their secondary, not the best, but yes, it has gotten better. So, I mean,
I think Marlon Humphrey, Nate Wiggins. I think they're very good corners.
Season, dude.
And I think defensive coordinator Zach Orr has done a good job after a slow start to the year. NFL Network did you ever watch the story about Zach Orr? Because he was Ravens linebacker and he suffered an injury that basically made it so he couldn't play football anymore. He was just starting to play great football, and it's something in his back where if he plays again, takes one bad hit, it could be catastrophic. He was with them. Then he got the opportunity to start coaching with the Ravens, worked his way up. And so really cool story for Zach Orr. And the whole thing with the Ravens early in the season, dang, their offense is great, but their defense sucks. And when a guy gets a chance like that, you're rooting for him to figure it out. And I think, it took them some time, but they did. And they're not the best defense right now, but
the run defense good. Their run defense
they've been better.
Sod, it depends. So for StreamYard, we just literally click it. So it's just all manual of just doing this. But that's just for StreamYard. For Streamlabs, I just read them. I just acknowledge them on screen. So there you go. Well, that helps.
Bam.
That's it. Who did this? Who could have done this? Who could have? All right, Ton, so you can throw power rankings back up. I apologize.
Oh, yeah. Let me get
those up there.
I
want to see. So who'd you put? All right, so you put the Texans last?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 1 second. Texans last. With the Broncos at 9?
Hell yeah, I did. I think the Broncos are better than the Texans, Steelers, and even the Packers right now.
All right. I don't know about that one. But all right. You believe so? Like, legitimately, you think that the biggest upset would not be the Broncos beating the Bills?
Correct.
Yeah, that's surprising because I feel like just the quality of the opponent is.
Yeah. No.
And again, like I'm saying this as a Packers fan, like 100%, like it is going to be a tough game for the Packers. I think there's a small window, right? If we're going back to Dune, right? I see a narrow path, the golden path, if you will, to victory. But it's going to be difficult as hell. And I think that if you're able to stop James Cook, because you guys have a great run defense, if you're able to stop James Cook, that's going to help. But it's just like, then you just got to deal with Josh Allen.
Yeah, no. I think the Bills win. And it's because I think Josh Allen is Superman. I literally believe that man might be Superman. But, and I thought about this after we were talking about it. It's the Steelers have been so bad in the last month.
Sure.
Right? And both the Steelers and the Broncos, they played the Ravens, the Bengals, same time, right? 1 week apart or whatever. Broncos were much more competitive against Cincinnati than the Steelers were. Denver 2-2 down the stretch, Steelers 0-4. And heading into the playoffs, and while I don't think like the Broncos are, fully there yet, I like if the Broncos were playing the Steelers, I would be such an asshole right now.
Yeah.
You would not want to be talking to me because I'd be so confident. I'd be so confident we were going to wipe the floor with Pittsburgh.
I'd be afraid for you.
Yeah, you rightfully
that
so.
Would backfire.
Like he's set himself up to be hurt bad. Like
it's a 9-3 game.
Yeah, I'm disappointed in the Steelers, because they're not doing anything really that well right now. Their run game, where like Jaylen Warren, they've used him more. He's been healthy. He's been better. Like Najee Harris hasn't been as effective. I know he was a little banged up in that last game too, but the Steelers got to run the ball really well for Russ to be able to do what he does well. And we said he's missing George Pickens. George Pickens comes back in, and George Pickens doesn't really want to fucking play football. So it's like, damn. Yeah, exactly.
I agree with all of that.
So that's why I think like the Steelers are the worst. They're not. And then there's the Texans. I don't even know. They've been bad. Their injuries have been devastating.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you who I think is actually better than the Texans or Steelers right now. The Texans defeating the Chargers seems like a more feasible outcome just because
I agree with
Chargers, they're new to the playoffs with their new head coach.
Sure.
They've been playing very well. I expect them, but
Texans
like
if
they lose, nobody's gonna be like, "Oh my god, the Chargers lost."
Exactly. No, I agree with that. I completely and totally agree in terms of like surprise. The one thing I ranked, it was literally between the Steelers and the Broncos of who's last. I was like, okay, who's and I included the matchup in that for power rankings because I think that, and the only reason the Broncos are lower than the Steelers is because of the matchup, because it is a divisional game. Sure. That is the only thing I'm holding on to of like, I agree with everything you're saying. There's just this but that's right there. It is an AFC North divisional game, and you never know. Now, if Derrick Henry does to the Steelers what he did in the last game, the Ravens are going to win this game, and it's not going to be a problem. Yeah. Steelers were able to stop them earlier in the season. So they still got that juice left in them, and again, if the Ravens lose, it will be an upset, but I won't be, oh my God, no one saw this coming. If the Broncos knock off the Bills,
Yeah,
I think talk about playing well, like to get into the postseason, right? They were scratching and clawing and going against the Chargers and going against the Bengals, and they got it done against the Chiefs backups, 100%. They look great against back. I don't care who was against. They got in. Just if they went into Buffalo and beat Josh Allen, the guy they're talking about being MVP, with Bo Nix, a rookie quarterback, it just seems the odds are stacked against the Broncos, and that would be a holy crap, they did it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I think
it's a stupid narrative. I don't it's dumb. I think it's a little bit Eagles fans, but it's also like it's Eagles media and it's also national media. Sure. It's like, oh, we're going to pick. Shut up. It's dumb. Like I'm saying this, I think the best way the Packers have of winning is making Jalen Hurts beat them, which he's very capable of doing.
Yeah.
You just gotta, like, if you're a Packers fan, like, oh, maybe he's not 100%. You know what I mean? Like, but we'll see. Sorry.
It's the Broncos' real flaw is that their run game, that they have not been consistent running the football at all this season.
Mm-hmm.
When Jaleel McLaughlin is cooking, their offense works really, really well. They have a championship caliber defense, in my opinion, despite some of the flaws we saw through the month of December. But that's why they can hang with the Bills. It's the defense. It's going to be about whether or not they're getting complementary offense from the Broncos. So, and that, the offense has not been consistent. But it's you're learning with a rookie quarterback. And we're just like, I hope we get a good game out of Bo Nix. Even if we lose, people are like, you know what? Even like, and there's a lot of support now. Like it's weird seeing like people like, hey, they're pretty good. Ooh, watch out. Bo Nix, not that bad. I want him to play well, even if the Broncos lose. I think that'll go a long way. But yeah, the Bills are a very tough team. And I think I think our special teams is better. I think Bills fans a little worried about old Tyler Slap out of Bass man in the playoffs. And if it comes down to a kick between Lutz or Tyler Bass, I trust Will Lutz. Defense, I think the Broncos defense a little better than Bills, but I think the Bills offense much better at this point. So we'll see. It's gonna be fun.
I hope so.
If it's a blowout, then I'll be like, okay, we got a lot of holes to fill, and we'll get through it. But
Gold, I hope your reverse psychology continues to work for the Ravens for your sake. I hope it does.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I'm not gonna lie. Just as a Purse fan, Perna, I wish all the best for you.
Sure.
I want to see the Ravens and Bills next week. I want to see that game so badly.
Mostly, man, like. The Ravens and Bills got to go through each other just to possibly get to the Chiefs.
But if it's Chargers Chiefs, I ain't sleeping on that game. Another divisional game. And that's here. I know. Whatever. I don't care. If the Packers beat the Eagles, which again, Eagles fans, it's going to be difficult. Do you feel better now? Still, say it all damn week. If they do, bro, I'm like, okay. Let's see what the Packers could do. Because there's a potential that they run through two division rivals. You never know. You never know.
Yeah, Chargers could upset the Chiefs. I 100% believe that.
I heard Justin Jefferson actually did it, and he should be immediately traded to the Green Bay Packers. That's what just trade, just in case. Even if there's no evidence, even if there's there's evidence proving the contrary. I think you just trade Justin Jefferson. It came up on my stupid feed. His stupid first touchdown, which was so stupidly good, where he's doing a stupid gritty into the stupid end zone. He's so good. I hate how good he is.
Yeah. You know what? What was it in? Receiver, right? They followed Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
And he was talking about because he lived in was it a townhome or something? He's like, I just don't feel like I need to spend a bunch of money on a big house. It's just me. Everyone's like, oh, look at that. Look at how like they use that as a thing to prop him up as a good guy or something. And then in the middle of the season, it's like Justin Jefferson playing with $1.2 million necklace.
Yep.
Like, okay. I'll take the house over that. But
100%. Mike, there's a bunch of great organizations. The one that we raised, so Direct Relief, they are a great disasters organization. In that we've raised money for them before. They help with hurricanes. They're out there right now, boots on the ground, medical aid to those wildfires, or direct relief. And then if you want to help the animal side of thing, Pasadena Humane Society, they are inundated with animals right now. So you can help on that side as well. There's a bunch of great organizations, but I've raised money before. Pasadena, I looked at, I think have 100% rating on Charity Navigator, which is a great resource to start with. I was reading financial reports yesterday. So yeah, they're good. They're pretty darn good. Sorry. Continue, Prayer.
No, we're good. I'm done.
Okay. All right, we want to break down these games. Let's get super specific, like the title says.
Yes, very specific predictions. I'm talking yards. I'm talking penalties. I'm talking what the coach is wearing. I'm talking all of it.
Oh, well, Perna, I heard you wanted to go to the beach, though.
Oh my goodness, we're pretty late with our.
That was Tom transition.
We got
nailed
into
it.
conversation.
Oh, man,
How could I even hear you? Tune me in. Today's episode is sponsored by our friends at Turtle Beach.
Brandon,
maybe not next week after. Is it backwards?
No. If you wear it like this, do you think that could help you don't get sick from Carmi?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or I just become big. This is how they want you. Oh, Batman!
I think the darkness is your ally.
I like watching you go to the bathroom, Batman.
You like him? You like watching him go to the bathroom?
Yes. Arkham City is a great video game.
Arkham City is a good game. The whole Arkham series is pretty good.
Beach when I listen to me play as Bane in Arkham City.
All right.
Joker 2. What was that?
Did you see it?
No.
Oh my god, dude! I'm ready. I watched it for free, and it was.
I heard it was bad.
It was not good. I also saw The Substance. That was a crazy ass movie. It was a crazy ass movie. Continue.
Hold on. I got too many tabs here. Dang it. There we go. The Turtle Beach Stealth 700 headphones. The best. They are the best. They got an insane 80 hours of battery life with quick charge. So you rarely have to think about charging it. The Stealth 700 has the industry's first ever cross-play dual wireless transmitter system, Tom. That means you can seamlessly switch between your console and your PC with just a click of a button.
What button?
The button.
What button?
Right over here.
Which one?
I don't know. I don't game on my PC. I game from my bed.
Like you're a man. You're 40.
I'm 40.
Wow, that was...
I still play video games sometimes.
As you should.
Can sync it with your phone. Listen to your favorite music. And if you just want to tune out the world, man, you can't hear barely anything with these on.
What?
Huh?
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 Oh?
Huh? Code GPS to get the ultimate gaming experience with Turtle Bay for limited time only.
Like Old Bay?
Turtle Beach. Good God. I can't talk. I can't read. We'll never have another sponsor. Specifically, Turtle Beach is going to say, you are too stupid to work for us, Brandon. How dare you?
I'll say, hey, he's trying his best. I got you, buddy. I won't let them bully you.
For limited time only, head to turtlebeach.com to get access to their site-wide sale, Tom. Use our code GPS, 10% off. 10% off your entire order. That's 10% off your entire order. Turtlebeach.com with promo code GPS. Sorry,
hey, buddy.
Rough one.
You did a
Rough
great
night.
job. You did a great job.
We like Turtle Beach.
You had to be up at
Headphones
4.
are great.
You had to be up at 4. You know, you got Carmi sick.
No. I like Turtle Bay as well. Whatever they are.
Is that Old Bay just made with turtles?
I see a word. I don't follow through the rest of the letters.
Your mind is just like, I see B. I'm just going to fill in the blank. I'm sure I'm going to be right. It's fine.
Yeah. If I am trying to talk about something during a stream and I see a super chat, words from that super chat will enter my sentence. But that's
words
the
from
charm.
Okay, now I understand. I had to pick up on that. Got it. Understood.
All right. What were we?
We're going to pull up the games.
Yeah.
Again, personally, there's a lot of great organizations out there, Direct Relief and Pasadena Humane Society. That's one. One's for the peoples, one for the animals. Whatever you decide to support, they both need help.
Let's see here.
Oh, man. Can I go on a quick rant for super quick? It's totally out of the way. It has nothing to do with football. It has to do with the Fires real quick. I'm allowed to go on a rant. Okay. It's be super quick. I promise.
Okay.
Folks, wasn't many, but and it depends, of course, on which social media platform you are on.
Yes.
But if you are, and I mean this with my full chest, if you are sitting there going, hey, I am going to allow politics to dictate who I think deserves help and who doesn't, a big, hearty, shut the hell up. Just shut up.
Yeah, that's fair.
Shut up. It is so outrageously outrageous. Shut up. If that is the barrier between you and people that need help, just shut up. It is not helpful. You are doing less than nothing. That is all.
Yeah, that's a good point. I concur.
Good God, man. It's so dumb. It is so dumb. So dumb. We raise a lot of money for a lot of different causes on this channel that supersede a lot of politics because it's dumb. You want to help? Cool. Different ways? Cool. You don't? That's your prerogative. That's cool too. I ain't going to judge you for that. But just, no. Would they be one of the best teams if they win? I think maybe there are allowed to be more people talking about them. I mean, again, if the Broncos beat the Bills, I think that game against the Chiefs gets really interesting because it's also a divisional matchup.
Yeah. So. All right. I finally got it here.
Continue.
Mm-hmm.
It's really quick. It was just quick. It was super quick.
That's I agree with it.
It's so exhausting, man. And I'm just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I've raised money for a gajillion different causes. Yeah. I get whether it's for veterans, whether it's for the environment, whether it's there's kids with cancer. I don't give a crap about your politics when it comes to helping people. Do not care. I do not care in any way, shape, or form. That should not be a thing that divides us when people need help.
Yeah.
Don't. Continue. Sorry.
I agree.
That's a good point, Joe. That's good. Packers need to get turnovers. They're
really
going to win that game.
Dictated by which team you support.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Yes.
You like the Chiefs? I'm not going to help you, no matter how bad you are. Right. Like it's that ridiculous to say that shit. I obviously don't believe that, guys. I will help a lot of Chiefs fans because they've been so nice.
John Elway helped me.
Yeah, you chose a side that I don't like. All right. Okay, here
Broncos
we go.
fans have been helping the Chiefs. John Elway gave
we gave you a goddamn Super Bowl trophy last year.
Super Bowl trophy. So,
oh, every time I see that photo, I'm just like, oh,
it's painful. All right, Texans Chargers. Be specific, Brandon.
Okay, I think the Chargers are going to win this game.
I agree with you.
I think we will see 0 receptions from Dalton Schultz, Texans tight end, because Chargers, they've been doing a great job against tight ends. Derwin James and who's there? Oh my God. You know, like when you talk about somebody and then you can't remember their name a moment later. Chargers depth chart. Anyway, they've been good. They've been good against them. I think Justin Herbert, 0 interceptions.
Ooh.
Been very good all season long with the ball. Dayan Henley, that's who I'm thinking. Him and Derwin James have just shut down great tight ends. Texans, they need to lean on Nico. They need a big game from Nico and Joe Mixon. Yeah. I don't know if they're going to get it against the Chargers. Their defense been solid. So no picks from Herbert. We're going to call it 300 yards from Herbert as well. And 2 rushing TDs from J.K. Dobbins.
I know a lot of people are talking about the Chargers, but talking about the Texans' path to victory, their defense has been really solid. Like, that has been the consistent thing throughout this season. They're a top 10 passing defense. I think they're 11 in rushing defense. And if they are going to win this game, they're going to have to cause some turnovers. Their defense played well last week. I know Damian Pierce had a great game, and God, I really thought Dameon Pierce was going to be that breakout guy, and I hope he still has an opportunity to do so. But the offense has been the disappointing thing for the Texans. That's been O-line. That's been injuries, especially at receiver. And CJ Stroud, I don't want to say sophomore slump, but obviously has not played to where he was last year. And I think that there was a lot of hype and expectations behind the Texans, and they still won their division, but in a similar way, like they are just not looking very strong heading into the postseason. The good news for the Texans is, again, this game is winnable if their defense plays really well and they're able to move the ball effectively, which is going to be difficult against the Chargers. The good news is for the Texans that you're in the AFC South, and in the AFC South, basically every other team, who the hell knows what they're doing. The Colts, they're the Colts right now. You have the Jaguars. They're keeping Trent Baalke. Doesn't need to really say much after that. Who knows what their head coaching situation is going to be. And the Titans, they just fired their GM. They have the first overall pick. They need lots of help as well. So the good news is for the Texans, their future outlook looks really good. Guys are going to get healthy again, and they'll be able to rock. I think it's very possible, like we were talking about before, for the Texans to win this game. I think it's just going to have to come from their defense, and their offense is going to have to play really, really good ball against that LA defense.
They're going to have to find ways to pressure Herbert, and it's just really hard to do against the Chargers tackles. You've got to be able to do it on the interior, and I feel like the Chargers been better at that recently. And for all these playoff teams, okay, points per game allowed, Chargers best in the league, right? 17.7.
Yep.
Just listen to all the teams that follow after the Chargers. Eagles, Broncos, Chiefs, Vikings, Packers, Lions, Steelers, Ravens, Dolphins, Bills. Those are your top 11 in points allowed. The only team not in the playoffs is, of course, the Dolphins. Texans are down there at 14, ahead of the Bucks, ahead of the Rams, ahead of the Commanders. So, maybe they got a chance, but like this is where defense really comes into play. And I just think Chargers, they got a better one.
Yeah, that's fair. Yes, I do think the Buccaneers could beat Washington. Yes.
Yeah.
I picked the Buccaneers to beat Washington.
That's a tough game to predict, in my opinion.
That is, I think, the most wild card. Any team can win that one. Like
it's
that
the most
is
Charlie Day of all of them.
Yes. We'll talk about that, but that is the big concern I have for Washington is their run defense. And considering how well the Buccaneers can run the ball, you might see a lot of Bucky Irving. So,
all right. Ravens,
Steelers. Yes. I think I got the Ravens winning this game. We kind of already talked about this one. Again, path to victory. The last time that the Steelers beat the Ravens earlier this year, they held Derrick Henry under 70 yards. Last time that they lost to the Ravens, he had over 160 yards. That is going to be the difference maker, because if they can control the clock, if they can run the ball with Derrick Henry, it is going to be a long day for the Steelers. Divisional game, the Steelers, until they lost a few weeks ago, they have had the Ravens number for a bit.
Yeah.
It is possible, but as we've mentioned, the Steelers are probably one of the weakest entries into the playoffs in terms of just they have lost a bunch of games heading into the postseason. So if we're just going off momentum, they probably got the least amount of it. But that doesn't mean they can't win.
I can give you very specific on how the Steelers win. They win the coin toss, they receive the ball, and they score a touchdown on their opening drive.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only way you rattle the Ravens is to get a lead on them. And if they can get up, say, 10 points, get a 3 and out from their defense, get up 10, maybe go even crazy 14, that's how you beat them. Because the 65-yard game from Derrick Henry only had 13 carries in that game. You got the Ravens off their game plan, made them overthink it because it is that division game. I don't think the Ravens are going to be dumb enough to only give Henry 13 carries, no matter how things go. But I think that's how you do it.
I mean, they screwed up in the AFC Championship. Breaking news, Deshaun Watson re-ruptured his Achilles.
Whoa.
So apparently he has to have surgery again, and he might miss all of 2025.
What did he do to deserve this? What did he do to deserve this, Tom? Man. Such a good guy. Can't believe this happened to him. Again.
So we might not see Deshaun Watson in 2025. We'll see how that injury is going to impact the Browns. Of course, they're going to have to probably still pay him money. Is there an injury clause that the Browns can get out of?
I talked to Carmi about getting the wiggles out. I just had to go get the wiggles out.
Yeah, do what you got to do.
I had to get the wiggles out.
Again, is there an injury clause? Let's look at that. Let's see if there's any injury clauses there. Let's see. Injury clause, Deshaun Watson. Let's see here.
Yeah. Must be hard to recover when you can't do physical therapy.
Okay, so it does not have a protection clause for the 24-26 season in event of suspension. Okay, fully guaranteed serious injury won't change that. Well, Browns, you're screwed. That's it. You're screwed. You're screwed. Not even gonna play. I mean, it's not like you were better when he was on the field anyway. But
I mean, that's probably a favor to the Browns. They won't even have to try and play him. You know, they can draft a quarterback, they can start him, they can develop him.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, extra TV. Nice.
There you go. There you go.
Ray, I don't get what my child has.
From Brazil. Let's go. Is more pressure for him, is what you're saying?
Pressure.
3 MVPs, 0 Super Bowl winners, not good for him. No, again, winning a Super Bowl is a team game, my friend. It's a team game. There's plenty of great quarterbacks who have never won a Super Bowl, or they just won one Super Bowl. It's a team game. It isn't like basketball, like Michael Jordan will tell you straight up, right? Like where you can just like dominate the game and be Lamar Jackson. I would say, like with his skill set, I mean, he can run and he can throw, but my dude, you can only do so much.
Yeah.
You can only do so much.
I think another way the Ravens lose this game, to be very specific, Justin Tucker missing field goal playoff.
Oh man. Yeah.
He's had like a bad year.
He's been playing better
for
though.
him, but
he's been playing a little better.
He's back on track now, but that was a slump of slumps for one of the best to ever do it.
Yeah.
I like the opera singer.
Yep.
But I feel like the Ravens win. I feel like Derrick Henry has 150 rushing yards. Lamar going to throw for 280, 3 TDs. No Zay Flowers. That's a blow to their offense. I think. Do you think Zay Flowers most underrated receiver this year?
Most underrated?
Yeah. Who do you think is most underrated receiver? I feel like it's Zay. He's so good. Elite route runner.
No, he's very. I'm just trying to think of like the word over, like underrated. Yeah. He might be. I mean, he is very good. He is very, very good.
And I think
like he gets a good amount of. Because the only other guy like I'm thinking of, like might be Seattle. Like you're looking at JSN. Maybe.
Sure.
Because he had a good year. JSN definitely had a good year. Yeah, but you mentioned that too. Sorry, like not having Zay Flowers, like that could definitely impact the Ravens' offense. Like they're gonna have to run the ball.
They've got weapons though. Like I think like Isaiah Likely, we see more from him in this game. Bateman's been very good. Bateman's been tough too. He got blasted in that last game. Came back in. I'm seeing like Khalil Shakir. I think that's a good underrated one. Lad McConkey. Everybody's been talking about McConkey.
Yeah.
Brian Thomas, he's been the only thing people talk about with the Jags.
Last month, he's gotten a lot of press just because he has been the bright spot there.
Jerry Jeudy, he had a nice season, but
Perna got a 50.
David, you're welcome. David, I got paid $50 for getting paid for doing a bad ad read. Love it. I am winning. Oh my God.
All right.
Jess has ordered Wicked for her and Carmi to watch, as Carmi doesn't feel good.
Hey, gonna start defying some gravity. I saw it at home.
Good.
That lasts like 45. It's good.
I can't watch musicals.
I'm not a big musical guy.
I can't.
I was like,
we watched Moana, which is very good. I'm like, there's just too many damn songs in this movie.
That's fair.
Moana's solid though, very solid.
I heard the second one was very meh.
We ride and we die together.
Together. Do we want to pull up the games again?
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted us with the Deshaun Watson news.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Bills Broncos. Let's go.
Only way Steelers win, Russ takes less than 3 sacks. 3 sacks. He's got to have just 2. If he gets 3, game over. All right. I want to say this. Woo! Man, I'd love to play the Chiefs. Love to play them. But I'll give it to the Bills.
Sure,
it'll be close.
It's true.
Bo Nix will be respectable. Might have a quarter where the offense does nothing. That might be the thing that costs the Broncos. Third quarter, 0 points.
Yeah.
Bills get a couple. Bills get like 10 points in the third quarter. And then we're just kind of playing from behind.
I think the Broncos, too, have the most to gain from this because even if they're like super competitive with the Bills, talk about the optimism going forward. I mean, there's already a ton of optimism, but like the Broncos need to, they need more weapons on offense. They need another tight end. They need another wide receiver. I feel like the Broncos, if they make those steps, what's your cap space looking like next year?
Pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
We're back. We're back in like being a normal football team next year.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. Like you were able to do this. And if you get the 7 seed and are competitive with the number 2 seed, or even beat them, I mean, man, the outlook is pretty darn good for the Denver Broncos.
We have the 14th most cap space at the moment.
So those mattresses, Max. Sell those mattresses. Oh, but no, he got out of the mattress game. Right? He got out of
Max in the liquor biz now.
That's right. That's right.
He sells the thing that leads to people going to the mattresses. Alcohol, booze. Because you get drunk, Tom, and then like
I've never had alcohol before.
People get a little frisky.
Oh no, I've never had
like my Broncos.
What is this alcohol? I just thought you used it like clean wounds or cuts.
No, it's very good for you too.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
People say it cures what ails you.
Should KOC win? I've been talking about him the entire like I see him winning and or being one of the front runners. Yeah. What he's been able to do again. Sunday did not look so good.
Yeah. I think my favorite Simpsons quote is when Homer says, "Alcohol, the cause and solution to all of life's problems."
Was State Farm the way that is that the company that's doing it? I didn't know any specific insurance companies. I know that there are just a bunch of really crappy insurance companies that are
I think State Farm's
no more fire protection. We're sorry, which
that's got to be fixed.
Right there.
I don't even want to pretend to understand it at the moment, but
agreed. What? Yep. Hey, you better. Oh my God! You better pray, Chargers. You better pray. Hey,
halftime. CJ Stroud just comes out and under his helmet, it's this like long blonde flowing hair.
Is that Trevor? No! I love it. I love it so much. Mm-hmm. The weird stuff we saw in Power Rankings. That's just.
Oh, we had a collab Dude Dad. He was like, I have an idea.
Okay.
And he was thinking about coming down here, and then we just like out of nowhere, it just cuts to him at my desk.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I'm doing it today. I was like, do you have a green screen? So they shot a couple bits for the Broncos part, and we just inserted him in a couple shots, and I never even like referenced it or acknowledged that it switched up.
Oh man!
So then I used pictures of Jared Goff as a Ram, Todd Gurley as a Ram. All the Ram stuff was just Von Miller as a Ram, like players they used to have. I got bored. I'm gonna be honest. I was just like, how can I make this dumb?
It sounds like you guys are really good friends. That's good.
Oh yeah, we are. Man, we're thinking about doing a live stream like 3 days a week. Just gotta find the right days to do it.
Yeah.
Well, who knows?
Yeah. No, it's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Scheduling.
Yeah. I saw he was just turning his kids like a little play car toy into a vacuum powers it. Really cool shit.
Just rub it in my face.
A lot of respect
for
him.
Oh, Tom. Yeah, don't have kids. Tom, you're barren. So it's basically like the wasteland in Dune. It's fine.
Tom is barren.
It's fine. Balloons, it doesn't make me feel better. No, it doesn't. No, man, I hope you know what? Like, yeah, I got you this gift. It's you know what though? It's okay. Like, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Fine. But Browns fans don't.
Yeah.
Browns organization, you done it to you.
Kevin,
you have done that yourself.
Kevin. That's cold.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
All right. We want to do, just because even though it's the Monday game, we want to do Rams Vikings.
Yeah.
Again, Rams path to victory. They got to throw the freaking fracking ball.
Yeah.
They have a top 10 passing offense. The Vikings do not have a very good secondary. Their passing defense is not good. To run the ball against the Vikings is going to be tough unless you're Jahmyr Gibbs. But I think the Vikings do pull this out. I think also being moved to Arizona is not doing the Rams any favor. I think there's going to be a lot of Vikings fans there regardless because it was SoFi. But yeah, I think it's a tough game for the Rams to win. They have to get after Sam Darnold. If they're able to get after Sam Darnold, like if Jared Verse has himself a really good game, it's very possible because Darnold did not play well against the Lions. He was overthrowing balls, getting pressured. So if they're able to do that, Rams definitely can win this game. I think the Vikings
can bring it. They can bring the pressure. Do you think who do the Lions want to play? They've got to pick between playing a division rival or they've got to vanquish Jared Goff's old team yet again. They got to go against Matthews. Like, I wasn't even thinking about the Rams having to play the Lions again in the playoffs. Like, Stafford loses 2 playoff games to the Lions. Ooh, I almost want to see that for the storyline.
We almost had it if the Vikings won on Sunday, but they couldn't score a touchdown. So,
yeah. I feel like the Vikings are going to bounce back. It just feels like this is not the Rams' year.
I agree.
Like, and that's like a cop out kind of to say, but
the consistency is not like we've seen they beat the Bills.
Yeah.
Josh Allen had 6 touchdowns and they beat the Bills. Like, we see it. And then there's times where it's just like, we're not going to score.
Puka Nacua he's so good. When healthy, he's just so good. And I think he is healthy now. Cooper Kupp hasn't been as effective. I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Oh, yeah. No.
Maybe a little Cam Akers revenge game. Cam Akers revenge angle.
There you go.
He's had like one play in each of the last couple games that's been really important for the Vikings. He doesn't have like these great like stats right now, but
yeah,
maybe Cam Akers is our X factor. All right, Buccaneers, Commanders. What do we get here?
This is I think the most one of the most interesting and difficult games. The thing that I'm giving it's being played in Tampa. The Commanders, if they can throw the ball against that secondary, which they should be able to do, the Commanders definitely have a shot. Running the ball, which I think is really important for that Commanders offense, is going to be really difficult against this Buccaneers team. Vita Vea is going to eat you alive. So I got the Buccaneers winning simply because the Commanders' run defense isn't there. I think the Commanders playing with house money. I think it's very possible for them to win. They've already had a really good season. They got their franchise quarterback. They can build around them. And I think that defense has overperformed expectations significantly. Again, I know run defense is really bad. That secondary looked a lot better than at least that I anticipated. So, yeah.
But you think the Bucs win?
Joe? I do. I picked the Buccaneers.
All right.
Well, it depends, though, because if they do finger guns, then it might be too many 15-yard penalties. And
they'll just score right after. Won't be a big deal.
I got to fire those cannons. We'll see.
Yeah, it's too hard to predict. I really don't know who wins this game. I'm not surprised if either team wins or loses.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll with Baker, though. I'm going to roll with that feisty Baker today. I said the opposite in clickbait, but I'll roll with Baker today.
Why do you think the Rams are boring, Brandon?
They just are.
Weren't you really high on them to start the season?
I was. I thought they'd be very good.
Yeah. They surprised a lot of people last year.
Yeah. Stafford just hasn't been like as fun as he normally is. I don't know. There's just no sex appeal to the Rams right now.
Sex appeal? Is that?
Well, yeah, I need sex appeal, baby.
There you go.
I'd be like, dang, I need Puka Nacua to have like 1,800 receiving yards right now and 20 touchdowns. I need something to be like, this is an easy thing to identify that makes me like this team. And plus, Stafford got a Super Bowl. I don't care if he wins another one. I want Jared Goff to get one. Sam Darnold getting one would be insane. Baker getting a Super Bowl would be fun.
It's true.
The 7-seed Packers grinding it out all the way to the Super Bowl would be fun.
Oh, yes, it would.
Saquon Barkley joining Terrell Davis as the only 2,000-yard rusher to get a Super Bowl would be fun.
Okay.
If Sean McVay agrees to coach all of the remaining playoff games shirtless, flexing, then they'll be sexy.
What?
Yeah, you heard me. All right. You taking your pack over the Eagles? I'll give you the pick here.
Yes. So again, it 100%. And is it Tom? Listen, I'm just never going to pick against the Packers. And if you've been watching the show, you know this is the case. And again, this is going to be a very, very difficult game.
Yeah.
The way the Packers can win this game, they have to get after Jalen Hurts. I think there has to be at least a couple turnovers. The play calling has to be better. Edgerrin Cooper was not a factor week 1. He has been playing phenomenally well. And I think if they are able to stop the run with this top 10 run defense, we're going to see how top 10 it is against one of, if not the best running back right now in the NFL. So that is going to be a challenge. And dude, like I don't, with our injuries right now, I don't trust the secondary completely with Devontae Smith and with AJ Brown. That's going to be really difficult to stop that offense. They can do it. And like I do think they can beat the Eagles. It is going to be difficult as hell. Yeah. But I think if the Packers can control the clock, if they can establish the run with Josh Jacobs against a very good defense, because throwing on the Eagles, it's gonna be tough. There's no Christian Watson, right? Losing Christian Watson does not help this team. Romeo Doubs should be ready to go. That should be fine. And we're gonna need a big game from him. But going up against that secondary they're really damn good. But ultimately, control the clock, get after Jalen Hurts, contain Saquon Barkley. It's all easier said than done. That's the path to victory. So
yeah, I think Philly wins. But I like the divisional round matchups better if the Packers win.
Oh my God, yes.
Because Packers Lions is more interesting to me than Lions Vikings. Because we just watched Lions Vikings. We just saw it. So yeah, it's like Josh Jacobs or Saquon Barkley. Who's gonna have more?
We'll see, Warren.
Who's gonna have more production?
Different teams, but we'll see. And again, like I think a lot of people are down on the Packers right now. I get it. That's like they have not these last 2 games. They have not looked good. They lost to the Bears. Yeah, it's with backups, but when Jordan Love was in, they didn't look great either. Yeah, they lost to the Vikings. They were able to rally back in that game, but they got the margin for error. Like here we go with the Packers. The narratives that have happened with this team this year about LaFleur and his play call, now is where you show who you are. And are those like mistakes, are those things going to define you? Or are you going to be able to overcome them against some of the best teams in the NFL? We're going to see.
We'll see.
Yes, the All-Pro. There you go. Lamar, Saquon, Brock Bowers.
Quinn Miners. Bam.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
Miners. You got Penei Sewell, of course. Hey, look at that. Kirby Joseph and Xavier McKinney. Hey, PS2's up there. Zach Bowen, he's had a good God. Yeah, freaking got to worry about him this weekend.
Yeah.
He's had a
You don't worry about guys on every level of the Eagles defense.
Agreed. Spencer Rattler robbed.
Yeah. Who gets, if Saquon, first back to get 28 carries, Saquon or Josh Jacobs? That's the one who wins the game.
Yeah, the Packers, please don't get away from the game plan. Please don't get away from the game.
Stick to it. Be smart.
Run the ball on the floor. Run the ball.
Run the damn ball.
Run the ball. Let's go. Packers, let's get it. Let's get it. What do we got coming up, brother?
We got how to pick your playoff bandwagon team.
Oh, yes. Yes. Might be dropping a skit today. I'll be streaming every single freaking frack and playoff game. We're going to be streaming tomorrow night. You and I?
Right? Yes.
Okay. So we'll be streaming.
I feel good.
Yes, that's fair too. Okay. I'll be streaming every single one. There'll be reactions coming out after every single one. We're going to rock. We're going to roll. Friday night Q&A tonight.
Plan is for a little Raven Steelers stream. So that'll be fun.
Every single one. Well, folks, thank you so much for watching. Have a phenomenal weekend. It's wild card weekend. I'll be seeing you for 6 freaking fracking games. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. This is GPS. And you have been navigating.
When you reach your destination.